My name's Chris Phelps. I'm from Delta, Missouri. I've been racing pretty much my entire life. My dad got me into it. Watching him race a little bit. 4-speed cars, everybody thought that was the coolest thing back in the day. Been racing on the street pretty much my entire life. First race I ever remember going to, Sykeston, it was a bracket race. First time I ever even knew what the lights were or anything, I got second place that night. I think I won like $300 or $400, and he gave me $50, and I thought I had fastest car in the world. I didn't, I was hooked. I've been racing my entire life. I quit racing about 10 years ago. My boy got killed, car wreck. Didn't do anything, any racing or nothing. Probably 4 years ago, a buddy of mine had a car. Started driving it for him, a couple races here and there, kind of got back into it. Bought a 71 Chevelle, fixed it up a little bit. It was pretty much a true street car, run pretty good. Didn't go to very many races, but really getting the bug to want to do it again pretty serious. Ended up selling it. Got this heavy Chevy right here behind me. Been losing some weight on it, trying to get it down to fighting weight. It's a little heavy, but it's coming around. Plan on doing some more no prep racing. That's kind of what I'm getting into more. Ain't really got a handle on it just yet. We're working on it. Real good buddy of mine since high school. He works on it probably as much as I do. Does most of my tuning and stuff like that. He's pretty slick on that. I guess back to the bracket racing a little bit. I was bracket race for several years, many years ago. I was probably bracket racing when another team member, Mike Foster on the Memphis 10, I'm pretty sure he was walking around in diapers at the track, probably crappy diapers at that. So I've been racing for a long time, longer than he has even. It's evolved to no prep and 10 times the horsepower I think we had back in the day. At least for me, maybe not for that Mike Foster guy.
What was your first race car that you really raced a good bit?
My uncles, everybody would have cars and they'd be street racing, and they would just, I'm 14 years old, mind you, 14, 15, 16. They would just say get in it, and we would go right down here. I mean, I live out here in the country. We raced right down here and another side road over here. Back in the day, though, they probably didn't have 350 horsepower, the most they had. So we'd just be down here racing everybody. When I was young, I thought everybody in the world street raced. I didn't know any different. And that's what we did. That was an every weekend, every night thing back in the day. I thought I wanted to bracket race because I thought that was cool, I thought, back in the day. And I guess it is. Everybody says bracket racers, street. We're all racers. I like any kind. If people race lawnmowers, hey man, my hat's off to them. If that's what you like to do, hey, get after it. I mean, as long as you're racing, we're all family. That's just how it is. Racing's racing. Have nothing against bracket racers. I might bracket race again someday. Probably need to bracket race this thing a few times just to get some seat time. Racing is in my blood. I can do any of it.
Right.
I'm older and getting into this. I'm probably going to stick with this for a while because I extremely enjoy it, and I got too much money to quit now. So this is what we do.
Now, what was the first car that you owned yourself that you actually got to race?
First car I probably owned myself was a 73 Roadrunner with a 318. It was not fast. Raced it on the street, probably got beat a million times, but back then nobody cared. I'd race the same guy 5 times that night, maybe lose all of them, maybe win all of them. My first car I raced at track was I think it was a Nova or something like that, and I actually lost that race because my uncle walked by and there was a plug wire off. Probably been off all night. He put my plug wire on and I broke out in the final round. So it is what it is. You know, it went faster, but that's bracket racing. This car I got here, it's got a 565. It's a power glide. It's got a 4.9-inch in it. I run 28s probably 90% of the time. Every once in a while I will throw a set of 29 5s on there, but it's actually, we're trying to set it up for the 28-inch class because it seems like that's what everybody's kind of going to, and I don't like changing tires out all the time, so we're just going to stick with the 28 tire classes and see how that works out. When my boy got killed in the car wreck, like I said, I quit for probably 10, 11 years. I didn't do any kind of racing. I didn't do anything. But now I'm back in it. I probably won't never not race somehow. And it will be with this car. 66 Chevelle, they're my car. I don't know why I like them. Liked them since I was young. Always liked them. This is the first 66 I've owned. I've probably owned every Chevelle out there at one time. And I like them all, but for some reason the 66 is it's just my car that I like.
So out of your racing career, you got anything that kind of stands out, some accomplishments or something that's really just stood out to you?
There's one just kind of, I say recent race that I remember. We raced a 4-state race down at Memphis. Honestly, can't even remember who put it together. It could have been Tony Yeager. I don't remember who it was, but me and Mike Foster, Jeremy Gaiman, Van Burgess, Billy Phelps, we took our cars down there and we won it. We done pretty well. That stands out. I'll never forget that. Had a really good time. Made friends with a lot of the guys down there. I really enjoyed that. Even if we would have lost, I would have considered it a good time. That's like now, when any race I go to, yes, you don't go to them not wanting to win or thinking you can win. But when you're coming home, even if you lost, I can always look back and reflect on meeting somebody new and talking about cars and stuff. My dad passed away, so a lot of times I have an old muscle car, meeting older guys, they'll come up and immediately start telling me back. They had a Chevelle back in the day and this and that. And I mean, that makes it all worthwhile. Even if you don't win the race, the memories you make out of this and the friends you make out of it, to me, that's almost as much fun as winning the race. So I enjoy the atmosphere, and 99 of the people you meet they're just awesome people. Like I said earlier, I was telling you that these guys will let you borrow something knowing they're fixing to have to race you in the next round, knowing you might be able to outrun them, but that's how it is. They'll let you borrow something, and if you win, shake your hand, pat you on the back, and say, I hope you win the next round. Good luck, And where in the world can you go do that nowadays? I mean, it's probably some kind of racing. That's the racing community is like that. No prep, bracket racing, mud racing. There's good people in this, and I enjoy a lot of that. Just being around good people in general. Granted, I know everybody don't agree with everything, and might be fighting 1 minute and shaking hands and loaning parts the next minute. But hey, that's just what makes the world go round. I'm glad to be a part of it. I got a few people I would like to thank. First, foremost, I know everybody says this. They want to thank their old lady. Well, Cindy Phelps, my old lady, I couldn't do this if she didn't I say let me, but really she lets me. She has 2 jobs. I throw a whole lot of money at this car. She's mowing the yard and I'm working on the car. I mean, pretty good lady to let me do this stuff. The next person will probably be Jeremy Gaiman. He's got tons of time wiring the car. I tell him what I want it to do, and he wires it up and makes it do it. Always helping me. Really appreciate him. Mike Foster, Me and him give each other a lot of crap. We're always aggravating each other, but I appreciate him. He's always there if I need something. He'll help me or point me in the right direction or let me know who could help me. And there's just a lot of people. I'm pretty much my own sponsor, so my brother, he's a welder, so on these cars there's always something to be welded or fabricated or something, and he's always coming home from doing that kind of work, and then he comes out here and helps me sometimes hours on end. So him also, my brother Steve. That's about it, but appreciate you guys watching, and like and subscribe. See you guys next time.